son, we were looking for toys that represent him and his disability, which is hard of hearing deaf. This is my son Deej. You have the, this is my son Deej. But I took it upon myself to make him accessory for his hearing toys that he can say, oh, my mom made this for me, and oh, I feel special, and oh, like things are like all inclusive. So, and when I woke up, I heard him breathing, like struggling to breathe, and I was like, what's going on? He looked like pale, like purple. So we rushed him to the ER. Come to find out he was not breathing. So they had to like kind of bring him back to life. It was one time that I got on my knees and I said, God, please help me smile. I didn't know what those muscles felt like for a long time. And I remember just feeling like my face was drooping because I had to smile for such a long time. So these are Air Drip by Deej. They're hearing aids that I made for the dolls. And I try to just basically incorporate their outfit or the person that basically ordered the doll. I incorporate their swag and the actual doll, the character, into one hearing aid.
So you can basically customize it. Depending upon what the person wants or the color of the hearing aid or hearing device.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mac_G. You can DM me or you can email me at lintaylor212@yahoo.com. That's LINTAYLOR212@yahoo.com, and I'll get right back to you. If you need anything and I'm not answering right away via email, you can DM me. I respond to regular DMs as well, so that's how they can contact me.
All right, great. I'm really looking forward to this. And do you have anything new coming down the pipe with these?
I'm gonna have my own dolls.
And,
yes, and it's gonna represent everybody. Every all spectrums of the hearing disability will be catered to. So just look forward to that because it's coming soon.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah. Nice.
I know Deej showed me his favorite movie was Five Nights at Freddy's, but I know that only came out in like select theaters. It didn't come out in like every theater until it was like really popular. But I know some movies don't come as popular. But I know there's only like 240 theaters that actually do provide the closed captions for every movie that they have. So is there any like? Do you go to the movies often? Because I know. Within areas of Harlem and stuff like that, they don't have any movie theaters that provide. Even though, again, going with the American Disability Association, I know they have federal regulations where you have to provide closed captionings and basically devices where you can make sure everyone can see and hear what movie you're going. But some places they don't have people that are aboard on that.
So we go to a lot of new movie theaters. You know, dining theaters. They have the fancy ones. You can go to the bar after, sit there and eat, and they are not catering to the deaf, hard of hearing, all the blind community. If you're gonna go there, you're gonna go all the way there. You know, so I think what you will usually get is a pair of glasses that you can read the closed captioning, or you can read the closed captioning on the glasses, right? But we have a 5-year-old DJ that cannot read. So how is that going to benefit Deej? You know, how is that going to benefit the children that want to go and see The Little Mermaid or Five Nights at Freddy's or even Spider-Man? How is that going to even, you know, accommodate them in any type of way? So it's a struggle. It really is a struggle.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of extracurricular activities out here that are not catered toward hard of hearing, because that's just like they have like a lot of paint classes. But if you're talking about bringing 10 kids to a paint class and then 3 kids can't hear the directions.
Yes, and everyone has to look at your mouth.
Write down the directions, and then you're talking about you go to the directions and the kids can't read the directions.
Down to church.
So then you're not talking about
down to church. I go to church and there's nothing that caters to the deaf and hard of hearing community, like, you know, so it's like, oh, is there only a certain amount of people that come here and learn about God, or, you know, so that really is a big deal, and that's something that needs to be where they're going to be here for a long time, and they should be catered to, and we're not catering to people that literally cannot hear. Why can I not communicate with somebody that can not hear? Like, that's crazy. Why don't I know sign language? Why is it not taught in school? Because I need to communicate with someone that's a human. But it's crazy. It makes you a little. It used to make me very emotional. It used to make me very emotional.
Because I know a lot of people that that are basically older now, and they were facing with disabilities and stuff like that, and they always talk about how like in communities they just like locked up a lot of people that were like disabled, mute, all they did was kind of just like kill them off, and not really give them any type of.
So and then you gotta look back. We have BASL, that's Black American Sign Language, and we have ASL, right? But back in the day, we were segregated, right? So we have a different. We as in African Americans, we have a different sign language that our like literally my grandmother, if she was still alive and she was deaf, she might know. It's different from ASL because our ancestors, our aunties, and our people were taught differently when it came to sign language. We have Ebonics.
Yeah,
we have slang.
We don't even have slang.
Right,
exactly. All the things that we were going through. Most of the time we were just talking about ASL, and then they bring up a segment on ASL that's only for maybe 5 minutes. That's how they teach anybody about education on the segregation, on how much there wasn't that many teachers in the community because there not that many older people that were hard of hearing.
Right. And a lot of the ways that I found out about like BASL and stuff like that, and slang and things like, because they have their own, we have our own community, is because of TikTok. They ain't even on Google, it's on TikTok. Because everybody has that tool, like, to use it. So it's just like, wow, it's such a broad thing.
I just find it's like, I don't know, when you mentioned even going to church, and so what happens with the deaf community that's going to church? All of these years, so what happens? Is it either you have hearing aids or you learn sign language? Is that it?
Yeah. Or you read the closed captions, because everybody that's deaf, some people can hear. But they hear on a certain spectrum, so they might not be able to hear certain like pitches, low tones, high tones, and I can't even really. I'm not deaf, so I really cannot like sit here and like I feel though, I do feel because it's my son, so it's just like
what spectrum is Deej on?
He has two different. So since he is two different ears, it's two different spectrums, So like I told you, I had to go to the library and figure it out by myself, right? So like certain high notes he might not hear. So let's say we hear somebody working behind us, right? He might not hear that. So he don't even have awareness that somebody's blowing up. We live in the hood, right? Oh my gosh, I'm letting him go to school by himself today, but his hearing aid batteries are dying. Right? And why we gotta pay for hearing aid batteries?
No, should be.
Why?
That's not.
No, we have to go and pay for hearing aid batteries.
Lithium batteries are very expensive.
It depends on what you want. You want the Duracell that's gonna last you 5 years, or you gonna go to Costco and you gonna be smart and get you an $8 pack of 50,000 of them, and just keep on changing them throughout the day. But he could be without somebody could come up to him, or he could lose his backpack and his hearing aid batteries in his backpack. That's a luxury.
And how fragile are those?
Very fragile. Sometimes they tell me I had to learn how to wire this boy hearing aids by myself. Because he'll be in the park and he'll be like, I'm sweating. And it'll rip the whole thing, will tear apart. I had to start using nail glue, but then if it gets hard, it's so much. If it gets hard, that means he might not be hearing properly. So I keep hearing aid tubes. He just got that backpack, so it's not being that one. But hearing aid tubes in his backpack, so I could rewire them if they have it in a pair of scissors. So certain people are not, they don't have health care, right? So they can't afford hearing aids. Certain people don't even want hearing aids. They're like, this is how I was born, this is it.
So the hearing aids were covered with your insurance?
Yes, these are covered with his insurance. Sometimes, but if you lose them, then you have to pay out of pocket. So this is dirt here. We're paying out of pocket at this point. Yeah, because he lost them. So yeah, he's so nosy. He needs his hearing aids because he's nosy. So he'll wake up in the middle of the night and hear me talking on the phone or something. He want to see what I'm watching, TV. He go, Mom. He go get my hearing aids with me. Like, yeah, you want me to put your hearing aids on you? So he's nosy. Mom, I need my hearing aids. Yeah, he trying to butter you up and go, I'll put your little hearing aids. No, hearing aids out, and you don't touch the hearing aids. You say, can I take the hearing aids out? Because you can't take my ears off of them. Right. So it's like, can I? Is it okay if I take your hearing aids out? Or is it okay? Just how you remove somebody's glasses. It's the same thing. That's how you go to, first of all, you can't even go to a corner store and get a hearing aid fixed. Right? You go to corner store, you get a pair of $5 glasses. Why is it not important for somebody to hear? You know, why is it not?
And their batteries are not sold everywhere.
No.
A lot of stores don't even know what type of batteries.
No, they aren't.
And the only reason I know is because I went to school with someone that was that.
Yeah.
She was only.
And if somebody swap that battery and then just that battery, say he goes to school with all kids, right? One of them might be, you know, like, oh well, I see something on the floor and put that in the dining immediately.
Because it's working.
So I know you had said that I think when getting the hearing aid fixed, where do you have to go? Is that something that's a waiting list? Is it? I know you said it's
You
not.
call in and make an appointment, but me, I'm type cool with the people over there at the ENT my son. So I'll be like, hey, something ain't right, and they'll say, come on in, bring BJ in. That's how most people talk. But if you don't have that luxury, you need to be on YouTube, Googling it. I actually have a video on my page that I demonstrate. It's on MacG_G, how to actually retube a hearing aid so that it fits you or your child's ear correctly, because you need it to align with your ear correctly. I have how to clean them, because you see that tube, earwax will get stuck in it. So you think your child is hearing all day, and he's not even hearing because he has earwax clogged up in his hearing aid, right? Then I have this tube that you can get off of, and you put one in your ear and you put the other end of the tube to his hearing aid, and you see exactly how your child is hearing. That is so important before they go to school.
Is that something that you had to research on your own to do?
I didn't actually have to research that on my own. What I had to research what it was. Oh, sorry. That's okay. But it came in his first ever hearing aid bag. When he first ever got hearing aids, a whole bunch of things came with it. It's even like a pick to open the hearing aid latch. You losing that within a week. I have thousands of them. I get them by the load. So I even when I do the hearing aid cases for the little boys and girls, I customize hearing aid cases to their favorite characters, and I even include one of those inside of the hearing aid case, because that's something that you're gonna lose. And if you ain't been wearing your hearing aids in a long time, I doubt that you know where that's at. So I make sure to include one of those in there.
Once your child is diagnosed and you've been given this, it's a change of life experience. Walk me through that process. Do you now have a case manager that they assign you with, or a care coordinator that you check back with, that helps you along with different, obstacles and challenges you might have?
No, they give you nothing. They say, here you go. Oh, we're going to fit him for his hearing aids. Okay, we're going to program his hearing aids. They don't teach you, okay, you might want to know, how does your child hear? Like, I want to hear like him. I want to know what he hears, what he's hearing. You need to speak up and you need to ask, because if you don't ask, they're not going to give it to you. You're going to say, listen, I need to know how exactly my child is hearing. They don't give you a manual. They give, actually, the hearing aids come with a manual, but you don't know how to clean these things. It's nothing that you're going to find on the internet. Actually, one old man cleaned his hearing aids, and it was like a 5-second video. No, it's build up and stuff going into them hearing aids, and you need to learn how to clean them, but you get nothing. You get nothing. You have to go and research it on your own, like I did. I went to the library.
Mommy, I see it here.
It's a lot. You will hopefully follow me, and then I will be. I could lead you to somebody else in the community, and we can teach you as a group. But it's really nothing. But you have to come together as a community, and yeah, because it's nothing. Nobody cares about them. They're like the bottom. Imagine being a minority at the bottom and then having a disability.
On top of that, yes.
So it's like,
what other tip would you give? Because I know that you have given us one tip or advice. What is another advice that you would give? Especially like you said, when it comes to advocating.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is in the same range, but it's not about you. If you're a parent dealing with a child that has a disability of any sort, it's not about you. It's not about your feelings. Yes, you have time. You need a little time to get through this stuff, but you need to boss up and you need to tackle it, because it's not about you. It's not about your insecurities. Oh, my child's gonna look like this with glasses. My child's gonna look like this with hearing aids. My child's gonna look like this if he gets this surgery. It's not about you. So I remember going down like a little loop of, what did I do wrong? It ain't about what I did wrong. It's about what I could do to fix it. And it's probably nothing that I even did wrong. It's probably nothing I could even fix, but I have to make sure that my child is confident enough to live and be him every single day, and I have to make sure that I'm displaying confidence so that he can grasp that and he can show that to the world, because he is who he is and he's gonna be who he's gonna be, and you just need to be a cheerleader the whole way it's going down, like, you know.
What about with school, advocating for school?
First of all, my friends are teachers, and I'm out there drinking, smoking, and joking with them. Sometimes I don't do none of that stuff, by the way, but I'm out there joking and laughing with them, so they gonna know as much as you know. So sometimes you need to get a book and say, listen, I'm gonna come in one of the first days of the week of that school, and while he's learning his friends, I'm going to show you this book on a child with a disability. This child has hearing aids. These hearing aids are for this, and I'm gonna flip. If you gotta write the book, if you gotta draw up the boy in the pictures and make the book, you make sure you go into that classroom, you sort out that classroom, you see what you need to bring to that classroom. At first, it was COVID, so teachers was wearing masks. My child didn't speak at all, but he read lips. So I made sure I went on Amazon and was proactive and bought the mask with the window. So my child could see these people's lips. He didn't talk. He was a mute. He needed to see their lips. So, okay, well, nice to meet you. My name is Miss Lynette Taylor. This is my son, Davon Sugar. He has he's hearing impaired, and he will need you to wear this when you're speaking to him, because he needs to see how you're pronouncing your words, and he needs to see your mouth moving so that he can understand you. He needs you to make eye contact with them, because they could go to school for being a teacher, but they don't go to school for learning everybody's disabilities.
Exactly. What about kind of advocate when it comes to the IEP? Because I know you had mentioned that at one point you were told that, oh, he's having a bad day, or and
it was every day he was having a bad day.
Right.
And you have to let them know my child is not having a bad day. I don't need you, because you get scared when they say that. Oh, what is my child doing differently than the other children in his group? He's 4 years old at the time. So what is this 4-year-old doing different than those 4-year-olds, you know? And is he able to see you clearly? Is he at the front of the classroom? Does he need to be in the front of the classroom? Does he need to, sometimes they would send him home and his hearing aid the latch wasn't all the way closed. It wasn't on at all. So he's going a whole day and it's not on. So did he hear you? Is his battery going off? No, because sometimes he's coming home without it. Listen, my child needs to have his latch closed like this. You spend some time in the classroom, you teach him how to properly care. If it's nap time, he has to take him out. You can't get him wet. So if he's sweating, it can get in his, because now you gotta pay that $4,000. Remember that. You only get one chance. You only get one chance. So you gotta remember, take those things out while he's sleeping, put him away in a dry area. I can't even say certain stories that has happened, but I heard around town that somebody lost his hearing aids while he was sleeping during that time. And I just waited that whole day. I said, when I get to that school, the hearing aids better be found, because it's not for everybody in a facility. So you just have to make sure that they know how to handle it. Don't be afraid to go and speak to the teachers one-on-one. Speak to the principal to let them know that, listen, this child is here. He has a disability. Somebody's coming in. I go and get an IEP before he gets into school, before he starts the school year, because I'm not waiting on school. I know my child has a disability. I know what I know his strength. I know his weakness, and I'm going to make sure I highlight the paper in the IEP and I bring it to their attention. I have it highlighted, and every time they make a comment on something and I see it in the IEP already that they're supposed to have read, I make sure I copy it out again and I highlight it again and I bring it to their attention. Cracker Jacks. Yes. So I make sure I bring it to their attention every time. I don't care.
So I'm just gonna do a little recap, okay? When it comes to some of the advice that we've been given, one, take some time out for yourself. If your child has been newly diagnosed and you're dealing with this, we know that it's a lot. Make sure you also take some time for yourself. Two, the other thing that I've learned from this segment is that it's not about you, it's about your child. So you gotta boss up, you gotta do what you need to do. It's not about what I didn't do, it's about what we can do now. The other thing that I've learned that as a community of support with family and loved ones, you have to really take some time away from our phone, stop texting, and just, how are you? Do you need a hug? What can I do? If he's coming over, if they're coming over, what can I do to make your children comfortable? What are the things that I need to have within our home so that we can all feel comfortable? And you can feel comfortable enough to step away and have a moment to enjoy yourself. Eating healthy, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And also, I think you had discussed, which is really important, seeking, if you needed to, therapy.
Mhm.
You always need someone to talk to.
That's not going to talk to anyone else.
That's not going to talk to anybody else that is not biased, and also, more importantly than anything else, to be able to advocate for yourself. We can always ask for a second opinion.
Yes.
You can always choose to see another provider. You're not married to a doctor. And even if you are married, there are times that you have to go for a divorce. However, to stay on point, you can always ask for a second opinion.
Yes.
We in the black and brown community, we don't always feel heard when we go to see our providers. And with that, we can be lost in the sauce. We can have a diagnosis that we were never given. We can have our children being in classes that they're not supposed to, having their IEPs labeled with them wrongful information that's in the IEP that doesn't reflect on who your child is. You have to be able to advocate. You have to make sure someone listens to you. When that person doesn't listen to you, you get another person that listens to you. The other thing that I learned, and I've learned so many in the conversations that I have with you today, is to research. If I don't know something, I'm going to find the answer. If it is going to the library, on TikTok, Google, asking not just a friend, but a trusted source. There's communities of and support groups of mothers and family members that are dealing with family members that are deaf or hearing impaired or suffer with hearing loss or whatever disability that you're going through. This has been not only enlightening, it's been empowering. I can't say enough how much I love you.
I love you too.
And this is just, I don't know, this has been one of we haven't had many of these segments. We haven't had many, but this has been the best one that we've had so far. This has been, we love you.
I love you.
Can't wait for Christmas Eve. It's gonna be a little more special because there's just things that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make sure.
It's always special.
But I just want to make sure we're doing everything that we can to support our family and our loved ones, and that's something that we can just all do as a community. Today is also November 11th. I want to say happy holiday and just this is our veterans. You know, we want to just tell our veterans that we love them and thank you for your service. I also want to say happy birthday to my mom, who is no longer here, and today is her birthday, so I'm just, you know. So yeah, Community Bridges to Success Incorporated. We're a not-for-profit organization. We focus on health and wellness and how it affects our community. And this has been it's a wonderful conversation that we have today. We look forward to many more. With that, see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for having me.